working to connect a region of over 600 cultural bridges between our lands.
Welcome to ASEAN in Focus. I'm Nea Mangawang, delivering to you the latest news in and around the ASEAN region. And today's headlines. Emergency teams in Laos continue to search for survivors as more than 1,000 individuals remain unaccounted for. Surging floodwaters in Myanmar killed at least 10 people and forced tens of thousands from their homes. And a powerful earthquake in Indonesia killed at least 16 people, injured scores of individuals, and damaged thousands of homes. Emergency teams in southern Laos continue to search for survivors following the collapse of a dam which released 5 billion cubic meters of water. The deluge of mud left behind is hampering search operations. Some areas are inaccessible by boat, with helicopter flights being the only way to reach some communities. An official has suggested more than 1,100 people may still be unaccounted for. 8 bodies had been recovered since the dam collapse incident last week. Makeshift shelters are packed with thousands of people who fled their homes. Parts of neighboring Cambodia, meanwhile, had also been flooded by the incident. The disaster has revived the debate about plans by the Lao government to boost the economy by building dozens of dams to export hydroelectricity to neighboring countries. The reason behind the dam's collapse remains unclear. In response to floodings in 10 provinces of Laos, the Jakarta-based ASEAN Coordinating Center for Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Management, or AHA Center, is facilitating the mobilization of ASEAN relief items for the flood-affected communities. The humanitarian assistance has arrived at Wat Thai International Airport in Vientiane on Friday, July 27. Types of provided items include mobile storage unit, aluminum boats, family tents, and personal hygiene kits. The relief items were transported from the Disaster Emergency Logistics System for ASEAN, or DELSA, regional stockpile based in Subang, Malaysia, by a 400M military aircraft of the Royal Malaysian Air Force, with an estimated value of assistance of over $235,000. During the handover ceremony, Laotian Deputy Minister of Labor and Social Welfare Kampeo Sambunkon welcomed ASEAN solidarity and the support of AHA Center during this difficult time. The AHA Center has been intensifying its disaster monitoring activities since mid-July, when the formation of Tropical Storm Son-Tin, or TS-11, was first identified. The heavy rainfall brought by TS-11 during monsoon season has affected 3 ASEAN member states, which are Laos, the Philippines, and Vietnam. The members of the team, which rescued footballers stuck in the Thailand cave, are earning praise again as they lent a hand to rescue people affected by the collapse of a dam in the neighboring Laos. The rescue team managed to rescue 14 people, including a pregnant woman and an infant. Take a look.
นะครับนี่เจอเด็กเล็กๆนะครับพี่ไหวไหมเดี๋ยวนี่นะครับไม่เป็นไรลูกไม่เป็นไรแล้วครับนี่นะครับน้ำลึกประมาณไม่เป็นไรแล้วลูกไม่เป็นไรแล้วครับไม่เป็นไรแล้วครับซ้อมหมดแล้วอยู่ทุนเราเรื่องแล้วก็ทุกคนปลอดภัยแล้วนะครับเดี๋ยวก็มาถึงฝั่งแล้วครับอยู่คนเบิดเนี่ยมีแต่ว่าคนเมื่อกี้เราคนอยู่ประจำว่าครับมีครับก็พยายามให้พลังงานครับ
Meanwhile, surging floodwaters have killed at least 10 people and forced tens of thousands from their homes across parts of Myanmar as more heavy monsoon rain battered the region. Vast areas of farmland have been submerged by muddy water stretching to the horizon, with only the rooftops of some houses visible. Some stranded people were brought from the churning waters by rescuers in boats, while volunteers used rafts made from barrels and pieces of wood. Other flood victims waded through waist-deep water to escape, carrying children on their shoulders while trying to keep precious belongings out of the water. An official of the Ministry of Social Welfare, who wished not to be named, said that there have been 10 people killed by the floods, including 3 soldiers whose deaths were confirmed on Sunday. The official added that there are more than 54,000 people displaced due to the flooding. Evacuation orders have been issued in several areas, while some 163 camps have been set up for displaced people in southern, eastern, and central parts of the country. ASEAN in Focus will be right back. Please stay with us.
Events happen around us all the time, in our community, in our country, around the world. Events that affect people, move communities, or simply inspire us. Interesting events that people need to know. In these interesting times, we continue to be a competent partner in delivering news about these events. Fast, accurate, balanced, eager news, because we live in interesting times.
Isang malinis sa paraan ng transportasyon ng pagbibisikleta. Bukod sa wala itong ibinubugang emisyon gaya ng mga sasakyan, maliit din lang ang inuukupan nitong espasyo. Maganda rin ito sa kalusugan. At mabisang ehersisyo para maiwasan ang mga sakit. Pero hindi pa rin handa ang bansa na isama bilang uri ng transport mode ang mga bisikleta. Sa datos kasi ng Metropolitan Manila Development Authority o MMDA, nitong 2015, 26 na nagbibisikleta ang namatay sa kalye dahil sa bulguan, habang 732 naman ang nasugatan. Kaya naman dapat ding pagtuunan ng pansin ang paglikha ng bike lanes para mas maging ligtas ang pagbibisikleta. Bilang isang alternatibong transportasyon, malaki ang maitutulong ng pagbibisikleta hindi lamang sa ating kalusugan, kundi maging sa ating kapaligiran. Ako si Mylene Mariano Rivera, kaisa sa pagsusulong ng paggamit ng bisikleta at paglikha pa ng mga bike lanes sa bansa.
Welcome back. Cambodia's ruling party said it had won a landslide in Sunday's one-horse election, an expected outcome after the main opposition was banned, paving the way for leader Hun Sen to prolong his 33 years in power. Hun Sen, who came to power in 1985 in a country still plagued by civil war, has cracked down on dissent in the run-up to this year's poll, pressuring civil society, independent media, and political opponents. That left him with little competition and no serious challengers. Cambodian People's Party or CPP spokesman Sok Asan said late Sunday they expected to win over 100 seats in the 125-seat parliament, citing preliminary figures from the National Election Committee. Hun Sen, a one-time defector from the brutal Khmer Rouge regime, has pointed to stability and growth as the fruits of his rule, a message that resonates with his base. Voter turnout in Cambodia's election was 82%, according to the election committee, surpassing the final figure in 2013 of roughly 69% when the opposition took part. According to figures released by National Election Committee Chairman Sik Boon Hok, about 2 hours after the polls closed at 3 p.m., some 6.7 million people turned out to vote, or roughly 80% of the 8.3 million registered voters. Hun Sen said on his Facebook page that he welcomed the big turnout and congratulated his countrymen for exercising their right to vote. But while turnout appeared high, an expert on elections in Southeast Asia said the high turnout was misleading. This as many opposition supporters refused to vote or spoil their ballot paper. Pictures of spoiled ballots circulated on social media, though they could not be independently verified. Heading over to Indonesia, a powerful earthquake which struck the Indonesian tourist island of Lombok on Sunday killed at least 16 people, injured scores, and damaged thousands of homes. Indonesian Disaster Mitigation Agency spokesman Sutopo Purwonugroho said in a statement that based on reports, 16 people died, 162 were injured, and thousands of homes were damaged. 5 children were among those killed by the shallow 6.4 magnitude early morning quake, which sent people running outside in panic and triggered landslides in popular mountain hiking routes. The U.S. Geological Survey said the epicenter of the earthquake was 50 kilometers northeast of the city of Mataram in northern Lombok. It was followed by more than 60 smaller earthquakes, with the largest recorded at a magnitude of 5.7. Scores of aftershocks sparked fear among survivors. Local officials have declared a 3-day state of emergency.
Di sini tiba-tiba bergelegar tadi dalam pukul 6 lebih lah. Tapi ada satu orang tua di sini, kita tolong tadi di sini tertimbun dengan runtuhan ini. Terus saya pikul lari ke sana. Alhamdulillah selamat. Ya. Alhamdulillah di sini semua selamat lah. Tapi rumah semua banyak yang rusak.
Meanwhile, Indonesia mounted a rescue operation Monday to reach more than 500 hikers and guides stranded by landslides on an active volcano on Lombok a day after a powerful earthquake struck the holiday island. Helicopters and search teams on foot have been deployed to scour the slopes of Mount Rinjani, which is crisscrossed with hiking routes popular with tourists, while rescuers have made airdrops of food supplies to those stranded. Tons of rock and mud were dislodged on the mountain in the 6.4 magnitude quake, which struck early Sunday and was followed by scores of aftershocks, leaving hikers with no easy way down to safety. The head of Rinjani National Park, Sudiono, has said there are still 560 people trapped. Search and rescue officials said those believed to be stranded include citizens from the United States, France, the Netherlands, Thailand, and Germany, as well as many other countries. At least 16 people were killed in the earthquake across the affected areas of Lombok, while hundreds of buildings were destroyed. We'll be back after this break. Stay tuned.
Matindi pa rin ang problema ng bansa sa basura. Madalas, pagtapunan nito ay ang mga gilid ng kalsada at daluyan ng tubig o mga creek at mga ilog.
Sa tuwing dumarating ang malalakas na pag-ulan o may bagyo, ang resulta, dagat ng basura. Hindi kinakatakutang puntahan para makakuha ng mga bagay na pwedeng pakinabangan o ibenta.
Batay sa mga pag-aaral, 52% ng mga basura ay tinatawag na organic waste o nabubulok. Kaya maaari itong gawing feeds o pataba na mahalaga sa mga halaman.
Ang mga hindi naman nabubulok pwedeng i-recycle. Dito pumapasok ang 3 letrang R sa waste management, ang reduce, reuse at recycle.
Sa tamang pagsinop ng basura, maraming magagandang produkto ang maaring magawa at pwedeng pagkakitaan. Gaya na lamang ng dekorasyon o gamit sa bahay, opisina at paaralan.
Kaya mahalagang magkaroon ng disiplina sa pagtatapon ng basura. Bukod sa malulutas ang polusyon, kay gandang pagmasdan ang malinis na kapaligiran.
Sa pagiging malikhain, makakatipid ka at pwedeng magkaroon ng dagdag na kita sa mga bagay na dapat sana'y itatapon na. Ako si Maylin Mariano Rivera.
At ako naman po si Erwin Temperante.
Kaisa kami at ang programang Agila Balita sa Umaga sa pagtataguyod ng waste management sa bansa.
Welcome back. Relatives of people aboard flight MH370 said Monday they hoped a long-awaited report into the plane's disappearance might give them answers about one of the world's most enduring aviation mysteries. The family members were being given the official investigation team's report in the morning at the Malaysian Transport Ministry and were set to be briefed by officials, and it was due to be released publicly in the afternoon. The Malaysia Airlines jet vanished in March 2014 with 239 people, mostly from China, on board en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. No sign of it was found in a 120,000 square kilometer Indian Ocean search zone, and the Australian-led hunt, the largest in aviation history, was suspended in January last year. U.S. exploration firm Ocean Infinity resumed the hunt at the start of this year on a no-find, no-fee basis, using high-tech drones to scour the seabed. But that search was called off after failing to find anything. Malaysia's new government, which took power in May, has pledged total transparency and says the final report by the official safety investigation team, a 19-member body which includes international investigators, will be released unedited. Meanwhile, officials from ASEAN countries and their key counterparts across the region will be in Singapore for a series of annual meetings this week, starting today. The ASEAN Foreign Ministers Meeting, or AMM, and related meetings will, as they do every year, take stock of regional integration and a host of issues, from preparing and responding to disasters to staying committed to free trade and rising protectionism. A report from the Straits Times said North Korea will also be in focus, as the ASEAN Regional Forum on Saturday will be the first time its Foreign Minister Ri Yong Ho meets his counterparts from ASEAN and other partners since the warming of ties between the two Koreas, as well as between Pyongyang and Washington this year. Singapore's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said in a statement, the ASEAN foreign ministers will take stock of progress in regional cooperation and chart the way forward towards implementing the ASEAN leaders' vision for a resilient and innovative ASEAN. They will also discuss how to further strengthen ASEAN centrality and unity, review ASEAN's external relations, and exchange views on regional and international issues. Singapore is chairing ASEAN this year, and Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan will chair the AMM, the grouping's 51st since its formation in Bangkok in 1967. Finally, in today's program, in a remote corner of northern Thailand, one of the most expensive coffees in the world is being produced via the digestive tract of elephants. Here's the report.
Once condemned to work in the streets of Bangkok, these elephants are now living the peaceful life in northern Thailand. Each day after their morning bath, they tuck into a gourmet meal of bananas, salt, rice, and most importantly, coffee beans. And it's these beans that will eventually be made into a unique and highly exclusive brand of coffee. The man behind the scheme says the elephant's role is no mere gimmick.
They're digesting and fermenting the coffee, much like grapes in a vat to make wine. And the result is a coffee that has notes of chocolate, malt, hint of spice, some grass, and very delicate, almost tea-like.
Passing through the digestive tract of the animals removes the bitterness from the beans. They're then gathered up before being washed and dried in the sunshine. The company works directly with the keepers, known as mahouts, and gives some of the proceeds to the charity which supplies the elephants.
We provide the elephants for free. What he does is he provides income for the mahouts and for the wives, the people who actually produce the coffee, feed the elephants and then pick the beans.
To make 1 kilo of the coffee takes 33 kilos of beans. For added effect, this hotel serves the drink from a 19th century French coffee machine. The unique history and provenance of the drink, as well as its flavour, seem to appeal to discerning caffeine fans.
It's a good taste, yeah. Caramel, chocolate like this. And for me it's important it's not bitter.
The coffee does come at a price, $66 for just 35 grams, about enough for 5 espressos. Thus far it's only available in plush hotels throughout Asia, but it's soon due to go on sale in Europe too. The money raised should help guarantee an even brighter future for the animals that help create it.
And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Nea Mangawang, always one with 25.